Hello, I'm Doug, and this is the Taste and Sensibility channel. And here we are at Christmas Eve, day 24 of this Scotch Whiskey Advent Calendar that I've been tasting blind for the last more than 3 weeks. So I'm going to find that 24 hole, which is over on this side. Then you have this big odd-shaped oblong rectangle hole at the bottom where I hope I don't see the bottle in some form as I pull it out tomorrow. So I'm tasting these blind to test myself and to see if I've picked up anything in my whiskey tasting experiences. Wow, this is very light. So I'm pouring out half of this 50 milliliter bottle and hiding it so I can't see what it is. I'm pouring the rest in here. These things have been getting older and older, so I'm not going to waste many drops. But I am going to put a no-nonsense whiskey coin on top. He is a YouTuber based in England, in the UK, and tastes mostly Scotch whiskies and English malts. So there, I'm going to let this guy sit like this for 15 minutes, and I'll be back to nose and taste. Okay, I'm back, and I am very eager to dive into this day 24 sample from the Secret Spirits Scotch Whiskey Advent Calendar, which is the second edition and several years old, but it's been very wonderful to smell and taste. And they put some good stuff in here, mostly old single malts. And I don't know what this is. I can tell there's alcohol. A little bit malty maybe. There's not a lot coming up through the nose. I'd say ethanol and maybe vanilla, hint of vanilla. Maybe some wood or leather notes. Not getting a lot of food or drink things. Not really fruity, so I think it's just one of those that doesn't give off much nose. So I'm going to start tasting. Wow, okay. Malty, sherry, sweet, fruity, strawberries. Let me figure this out. It's not a high ABV. I don't think it's even 46, but tasty. Wow. Let's see if it's going to finish. The strawberry takes a while to die out. It's low intensity as it does, but it's going away slowly. Wow. Okay. Okay, second sip. Malty, fruity, and ooh, could be sherry or it could be that funky warehouse type thing, but I think it's sherry. And the second sip hit me as a little hotter. It might be 46 or a little above. Okay, this is a chameleon, and I like it. You can't really make any claims about the age based on what I'm tasting, but I would say okay, I'm finally starting to get some cask influence here. It's got a spicy finish that I didn't get on the first two sips really. So I'm thinking cherry oak, European oak. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, I'm going to add water before I taste further. I think my last sip made me think it was 46 or 48% ABV. So let's see if any more notes come out this way. The nose doesn't seem different. Palate is more malty, a little salty, less sherry. Wow, it's like the sherry notes, or the thing I was pinning all the sherry hopes on, is maybe gone or much diminished. It might be a warehouse thing, because it doesn't have the red tinge that sherry often brings. It's kind of a buttery note to it, and the ABV is not that high. I didn't add that much water, so my ABV estimate is back down. The finish is still to the spicy side, but not nearly as intense as it was. So I'm saying 43 to 46% ABV. Probably old, but not based on a taste. That's a guess based on marketing and what these people are likely to do, putting together a set. So throw that out. I can't tell there's great age from the nose or the palate. Malty, delicious, sweet, fruity. Apple and pear is what I get with the water and with my mouth all accustomed to it. The first sip was strawberries and strawberry-ish. That did not last. I think if it's a sherry cask, it's a second or third fill. I'm not really getting the sherry notes now. So, and it tastes like I don't really want to add water. So it's a very similar song I would sing. Speyside or Highland, 10 to 20 years old, maybe older. I'm saying bourbon cask. The initial taste was distinctly sherry for the first 2 or 3 sips, and then adding water, that went away. So if it turns out to be a sherry cask, don't do that. Don't add that water. And while I have another sip left, let's take a look. We have here Wemyss Malt's Old Spiced Balm. Dailuaine, 29-year-old hogshead. Speyside but no sherry, 29-year-old. And I'm not sure I've ever tasted anything from Dailuaine. And 46% ABV, so my ABV estimate was on. Speyside was a pretty safe bet. It's just a nice, pleasant malt with no sharp edges, nothing pointed, nothing sharp. Everything's rounded off and smooth. That word no one wants to use in the reviewing world. It is nice, soft, nuanced. It's got way more nuances than I can describe or even detect. Yep, so wow, that's a good one. And I will have to check Roy's video on the pronunciation.
Dailuaine, fantastic Speyside distillery, fantastic whiskey. Dailuaine.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So again, please like this video, leave comments, leave questions, subscribe, and click that bell to get notified. So tomorrow will be the last day of this calendar, and then I haven't decided whether I'm going to do brie-like cheeses or tin tastes for whiskey drinkers. Or maybe I should insert a bourbon, one Scotch, and one beer. because it's time and I didn't do it in between. So, but none of that matters to you, so I'll just say farewell and Merry Christmas.